Hi, I'm Lesley Canarium, Reader Advisories librarian, and I'm here to show you October's spooky Take It, Make It adult craft. This is an easy one, but it's a lot easier if you see somebody do it than if you try to read the directions. But if you know how to make snowflakes for Christmas, paper snowflakes for Christmas, you'll know how to make a spider web for Halloween. So we're going to start, you're going to get 2 pieces of black paper in your kit. And the first thing you want to do is very carefully fold it in, I'm doing this wrong way. See, is fold it in half the long way like this, because we're going to want to make sure that we have nice even folds on this. So we're going to use this to create grid lines. So you fold it in half, and then you take each half and fold it in half. And boy, it's not easy to see black on black. So you've got these nice lines, and now we're going to fold it accordion style, right up to the line. So and I'll tell you, when I was getting ready for this segment, I made so many of these. I think I made like 8 of them. And the first 7 I made wrong. So it took me forever how to figure out how to do this for the instructions. So I hope this video makes it a lot clearer than the written instructions are. Just like this. Now you want to crease these good and sharp, like that. Stuff like this. And having done that once, you're going to want to do it again. This is something that you also might have fun after you've tried it with the black paper. You might want to try some decorative paper, scrapbook paper. You can paint these spider webs with glitter or paint or glow in the dark when they're done. Just get all sorts of different effects, just like you would with paper snowflakes during the winter holiday. And let's fold this up accordion style. So now we've got 2 of these, and I'm going to fold them in half. This is construction paper, so it's kind of stiff, but what you really just want to do is mark this halfway point. And fold it in half, like that. Alrighty, now you want to check, and you want to have your free edges down so the fold part is up, and we're going to kind of cut on the diagonal and sort of make a pointy edge. If you put a little curve into it, it'll look a little more spider webby. Let's just make sure this kind of matches. Doesn't have to be perfect. Ooh. Once again, you want the point up. So you can see it's going to look like that, like little bat wings. And where you've got this fold in the center, you're going to want to cut kind of a little notch on both sides, because that's going to make it a lot easier to put the whole thing together. I tried doing it without cutting a notch in it, and I was like, oh, this string is cutting into my hands. The other thing about this project is you're going to get a lot of these little pieces of black paper. So make sure you have a trash can handy, or you'll be finding them all month. All right. The next thing we want to do is do the webby part of the spider web. So you're going to want to sort of draw 3 rectangles that will reach up to the fold, up to the edges, maybe 1/4 of an inch, and they're going to be about 1/2 and 1/4 inch apart. So once again, this is something you can kind of eyeball. Put a little curve in the edges. It'll make it look a little more spider webby. But what you want to be careful not to do is cut through any of the folds, which is why I was being so fussy about making all the edges the same size. Okay. At this point, you can just eyeball and do all the other 3 just by eye, but it's actually going to look a little nicer if you use the ones you've already cut out as templates. So grab your pen. And just trace the shapes you've already cut out. I always have to keep checking. Did I do this backwards? No, that's right. And then just take this one and use it as a template for the other piece of paper. This is a good project you could do with your older kids, so you could have like a whole house full of spider webs. I mean, you know, I have a house full of spider webs anyhow, but they're not supposed to be there. But you are going to want to use good, sturdy scissors. because once again, this is construction paper and you don't want to try to do this with schools, you know, the very wimpy child-sized scissors. You'll be sad. You should have gotten in your kit a nice long piece of red string. You can use black string or white string if you prefer, if you've got it. But I like the red because I think red and black looks very dramatic and Halloween-y together. Cut off a short piece of that string, like that, and fit your two pieces together. And this string goes into the notch, if you can get it without all your bits being tangled up. And you want to tie this tight. Maybe go around a couple of times, because this little piece of string is what's holding everything together right now. Alrighty. And then trim the edges unless you like having them dangle down, which is okay too. Alrighty. Now you want your glue stick, and you should have gotten a bunch of paper clips in your kit. So we're gonna start putting this together. Carefully opening this up so you don't tear it. And you're gonna want to take the free edges, these free edges like this, and glue them to the one next to them. And you will need to use the paper clips to hold it together because it will fight you. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the inner third there. Come on. I am much more graceful when nobody's filming me. And stick a paper clip right there. Hold it together. And come on. The middle part. And the end. Okay. Let's get the next one. First down here at the end. Make sure that your circular webby bits line up because it'll make your web look much nicer when you're done. Or of course, I suppose you could have them a little cockeyed. Maybe a bit of a drunk spider effect there. Okay, and ideally after gluing this and clipping it together, you're going to want to set it aside to dry for at least an hour because you don't want this falling apart while you're working on the last bit. Fortunately, I already did one ahead of time so we don't have to sit here for an hour and watch glue dry. So here's one I put together earlier. You can see how it looks, nice and sort of like a doily. And we're almost done. You should have gotten two of these little spider friends in your kit. You can go ahead and while your glue is drying, if you had wanted, you could have painted them or glittered them, put googly eyes on them, all sorts of options. I have found while I was researching projects for Halloween, this just thrilled me, and I hope you find it is exciting, that original Tide laundry detergent. Apparently, if you use it as a paint and you let it dry, it will glow under black light, which is really cool. So maybe you want glow-in-the-dark or black light spiders. You could just paint them with some Tide and alrighty. And now we take a little bit of the red string and we tie our spider into place. I'm just going to tie one of them for the purpose of this video so you don't have to sit here and watch me be all fumble-figured for two spiders instead of just one. And take the last bit of the string that was in your kit. And you're going to want to, boy, if I had glitter painted that spider, he'd show up a lot better. I think I'll do that for the next one before I attach it. There you go. Happy Halloween.